like to introduce Mr. Ketan Dewan, who is Group Founder and Director of PeopleStrong. His association with our college is very old. Many of our seniors are working here and honing their skills. At the same time, they're contributing to PeopleStrong's growth. Prior to PeopleStrong, Mr. Ketan has worked in PR Vision as a founder and MD. He is known for his confidence and enthusiasm among his colleagues. On this note, I would like to invite him to have a healthy discussion with our group. Thank you.
So, good evening, friends. So, how was today's evening? And how was life in business school? So, before I start, just let's do some expectation setting. What are you looking out of this session? What are we expecting? Sorry?
Personal experiences which has defined you, what you are today.
So, my experiences. I don't know how good they are, but okay. What else?
How is the life of a management trainee?
Life of a management trainee. Okay. What else?
Things to be looked at.
Sorry?
Things to be looked at when you're sitting at your own venture.
Okay, so a little bit about entrepreneurship. Okay?
How do you prepare yourself while selling a product?
How you have to prepare yourself.
For selling your product to somebody?
So, self-preparation. Okay?
What are some of the new challenges to the leaders?
New challenges to leaders. So, the challenges are the same, yeah? So, I'll just put challenges. They come in new envelopes. What else?
I just want to explain this challenge you faced when you started your own venture, and how did you overcome that?
Failures. Okay, so challenges, okay, failures.
When we talk about growth of an organization as new as PeopleStrong or even a startup, what are the things or aspects that affect the business, the growth, positively and negatively?
So entrepreneurship, can I put ingredients here of entrepreneurship? Or
In specific with growth.
okay.
Of an organization.
Okay, so entrepreneurship, growth companies. We'll start with entrepreneurship, then move to growth companies. What else?
What is strategy and how to measure it?
Oh man, that's a tough one, but we'll attempt. Strategy is easy. And how do you measure it? It's something like asking, what's your favorite dish? Sorry? Explain the taste of biryani. It's that tough a question. Anyways, yes.
PeopleStrong, you described there.
So PeopleStrong in next 5 years. Anything else, anybody? This group here?
When you were trying to open this company, what kind of competencies you had in your mind for your owning?
Trust me, nothing, but I'll put it. Competency is in mind. Competency is required. Okay? This group here?
What motivates you to go to work daily and what was your inspiration?
Okay, so motivation, inspiration. It's good to set expectations, no? Anything else?
I would want to know what challenges PeopleStrong is facing today and what are your future plans?
So I'll talk about challenges, failures, so that I've covered.
How to convert those challenges into opportunities.
Okay, so challenges and then how that leads to opportunities.
HR roles in PeopleStrong.
Brilliant. HR roles in PeopleStrong. Anything else? Anybody else? Perfect.
Factor that differentiates people strong. On the left, differentiation.
Yes, please. So differentiation. So I'll put it here only. About people strong. Yes, please.
How to assess your personal growth?
How to assess your personal growth. So self-preparation, self-assessment. Have you made it large? Something like that. Okay. What else? Anything else? Anybody else? Okay, just one request. I know life is very busy. I know you have lots and lots of projects. If you can put your laptops down, really appreciate it. If it's boring, walk out. Seriously. If it's interesting, stay on. Don't be here with your laptops on. If it's boring, walk out. How much time do we have? 1 hour. Perfect. So, while we will talk about all these and more as they emerge, I have a short presentation. And it is a presentation about a journey from self to entrepreneurship. And we will share the PeopleStrong story. We will cover various aspects in this. Whatever remains uncovered, or if you have any questions, which I hope you do, we will cover it towards the end, right? Maybe about 30 odd minutes, we have a discussion, little bit of monologue, some dialogue, and then only dialogue, right? Perfect. So this is what I prepared for this session, and I'm happy that it is in sync with what we have here. So focus on the self. What are the 3 critical basics required, or something that you have to search, find within yourself? Then the 3 critical basics of entrepreneurship. And then we will talk about the barrier called I know, or the disease called I know. And then we'll be open it for questions, right? Yes. Perfect. So before I start, nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men or women with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education, though important, but education alone will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. Very heavy. What does this mean? Anybody? What does it mean? I'll give you a mic because it will help others hear what you say. Yes?
You have to keep doing what you believe in constantly and don't lose hope and just keep presenting.
Just keep going. Okay.
Abraham
There are no right answers.
Lincoln, he failed again and again, he tried, he became successful. So determination and persistence.
Okay. So Abraham Lincoln is his role model. Anybody else? So Abraham Lincoln, of all people who know, Abraham Lincoln became president at the age of, I think, 46, 47. Before that, he had never succeeded ever in his life. Yes?
There is no substitute for hard work.
There is no substitute for hard work. Okay. Anybody else?
Perseverance.
Perseverance. Okay. What does perseverance mean?
You fail and you try, you fail and you keep failing until the time that you succeed.
In school, I would have been kicked out of school if I failed so many times. But I buy your point. That's on a lighter side. Sorry.
And you learn from the perseverance that you show.
And you learn from the perseverance. Okay. You know what do we say about learning? Make a mistake, but don't repeat it. Does it work in life? Does it work? I don't know. In my experience, make a mistake and repeat it. First time if you fell down 180 degrees, next time fall 160 degrees. It may take you 10, 12 times making the same mistake for not to repeat it. So that's for me. Anyone else?
You might have talent, you might be a genius, and you might have good education, but if you're not persistent and determined, you won't go anywhere.
Okay, perfect. So don't take life for granted. If you have something, fine, enhance your skill, enhance it, and how will it come? With willpower. And anybody here? Yeah, please.
Have a vision and show results.
Have a vision, show results. There are nothing called right answers in life. There's nothing called a right answer.
Have the want and want it badly.
Sorry?
Have the want and want it badly.
Have the want and want it badly. Okay?
Two points to make. One is don't be afraid to try new things in life. Second is that reminder of Thomas Edison, because he tried almost 900 times or something to make a light bulb, and he learned these many ways not to work to make a light bulb.
Absolutely. So you will not learn the first time. You will learn it multiple times. Anybody here?
Both the things come from passion. Both the things they come from passion. So probably I think if passion isn't there, both of them won't be.
So all of these are right answers. There's nothing called a wrong answer. So if I encapsulate this, in life there will be challenges, right? What is the biggest challenge you cross every day? Getting up in the morning. Oh, come on man, it's so cold. I don't want to get up. Let's bunk the class. Let's not just let's leave this day the way it comes. So the first challenge, the first barrier you cross is getting up in the morning. If you can do that, you can do anything. So there are going to be challenges, there are going to be problems in life, right? Right or wrong? Right. Now when the challenge strikes you, one has to break. Either you or the challenge. And the choice is yours. Next. I'll show you a short video. And then we'll talk about the second critical basic. If you do not know where you're going, any road will take you there. Right? What does this mean?
You are lost.
Sorry?
You are lost.
You're lost?
You are going by your luck.
Sorry, one by one.
You are going by your luck.
You're going by luck. What is luck? The harder you work, the luckier you get.
You need to find a way. People should not tell you where you have to be.
People should tell you, society should tell you, custom should tell you, you should know your way. Yes.
You will accept whatever comes your way because you don't know where you're going.
So, the opposite of that. The opposite of that. Anything else? Anybody? No thoughts? Sir, you look very serious.
Actually, sometimes
I know he's hating me.
you have a goal in life and you might get there, but you actually don't understand the way you reach the mark. So it's not on the road.
Okay, it's about the destination. What else, anybody? If you do not know where you're going, any road will take you there. I think, अगर हमें पता ही नहीं है कि हमें कहाँ जाना है, तो कोई भी रास्ता हमें वहाँ ले जाएगा जहाँ हमें पता ही नहीं है हमें जाना है. It's directionless, missionless. Have you ever traveled in a train or a plane or a bus? Okay, maybe a bus following someone, but a train or a plane not knowing where it is going? Yes, brilliant. So that was a journey of no direction. But very often, you don't do that.
This challenge has two perspectives to it.
Right.
One is the old school style, which is like if you don't have a goal, you don't go anywhere at all. Unless you define a destination, you will not be able to travel. The modern school of thought would be hit the place and express that's your life. So wherever
I'm talking about that place only. Hit which place is what I'm talking about.
I'm just conveying my two perspectives.
Sure.
That is the old school and the modern school of thought like that.
Okay. There are no right answers. Right? Now before I move to the third critical basic of an individual, I want to share a small story. Can you go to the next one? So we talked about attitude. We spoke about direction. Now the third thing you need is inspiration. I think there was a point covered, inspiration. Do it for somebody. Do it for somebody in your life. It could be yourself as well. So I have a short story. So there was a boy in a school, and he was part of the football team, but he never made it to the playing team. He was part of the extras. So there are 15 people in a football team, and he was part of the 12, 13, 14, 15, not part of the 11, not part of the playing 11. The inter-college football tournament started, and the boy didn't play. He used to sit on the side with his father on the bench. So the matches started, the preliminary rounds, then from the preliminary rounds to the pre-quarterfinals, the boy used to sit there with his father. From the pre-quarterfinals to the quarterfinals, and the boy vanished. He was not available for 4 days. During this period, the team moved from the quarterfinals to the semi-finals, and from the semi-finals to the finals. So today was the final day match. And the boy came to the coach. He said, "Coach, I want to play." So he said, "Where the hell were you, young? You've not been here, you're out of practice, the best I have, I can't let you play." He said, No, coach, please let me play. So he really pushed the coach. The boy had never done something like this. So coach said, "I'm going against my better judgment. I let you play. Don't let me down." So the boy started playing. He played like a titan. Each time he got the ball, he scored a goal. Needless to say, the team won the match. And the coach was confused. So the coach was sitting and he called the boy, "Come here." And he said, "Where were you? How come you can play so well? I am the coach. I need to know whether you play well or not play well." So he said, "Coach, today my father sees me." So he looked at the bench there and said, "Your father isn't here today. Where's he?" He said, "Coach, I never told you something. My father was blind. He died 4 days back. Today is the first time he sees me play from the skies. So do it for someone. Now this is on the self side. We move on the entrepreneurial side. And then there are 3 critical basics here as well. But before I move on this section, I want to know, what does entrepreneurship, the word entrepreneurship, mean? What does business entrepreneurship mean to people? What is the meaning of this word?
Taking responsibility of everything.
So join a company and take responsibility of everything.
You are practicing that in an organization.
Fine, okay.
Executing well out of your
Sorry?
implementing your ideas.
Implementing your idea, okay.
Creating wealth out of your passion.
Creating wealth out of your passion, okay.
Taking ownership of your ideas.
Taking ownership of your idea, okay.
Be your own boss, follow your dream.
That is not going to happen. All your customers are your bosses. But okay. Okay, what else?
Selling your idea to someone else.
Selling your idea to someone else. So he's the serial entrepreneur, okay? What else?
Creating employment.
Creating employment, that's nice, okay? What else? So if all of you on each table were to start a company today, right now, what are the 3 things you would start with as a mindset? Entrepreneurship is about mindset. Yes?
First, the idea.
First, the idea. Okay, the idea is there. Forget about the idea. You have the idea, you know what to do, your business plan is ready. Now, dedication. So we talked about self. It's not about self anymore. We spoke about self, right? What do we need in self? Attitude, direction. Direction is your idea. Attitude is you have to work hard. You're motivated to do it for someone. Now what else? It's not about self. Sorry, he was saying something. Yeah.
I need execution team. I need a team of people.
So you need a team. So you need employees. You need employees or you need team. Okay?
Customers.
You need customers.
You need money.
Investors.
Yeah, money is an outcome. Money is an outcome. So you need customers.
Competitors also we should.
So mapping competition and all you've done in your direction part. You've done all that.
You need investors.
Sorry?
Investors.
You need investors. Okay?
You need the people who believe in your idea.
So they are either your employees or your customers or your investors. The mix of visibility is an outcome of the project. What else do you need?
A system or an organization.
That you will create.
Strategy.
Sorry?
Strategy.
You did that in the direction of self and your table. What else?
Media.
Sorry?
Media.
Media. Media is after you have all these. So it's right now. You started a business right now. All that will happen later. Whatever your strategy implementation, you need media. What else?
Resources.
Resources, money. So you have an investor. What else?
Infrastructure.
Again, you have money.
Core values of the company.
Sorry?
Identify the core values of the company.
That's your direction again. Your direction is about your idea, about your values, about your philosophies, about your purpose, everything.
Vision.
Again, direction.
Ability to take risk and implement.
I've already done that. I have that attitude. I have the attitude for the risk.
Strategy.
Again, direction. Trust me, I don't know how it works in the market, but for us and our philosophy, we thought we only need ICE, which is investor, customer and employee. It is even more important than the idea. Even more important is flip. You need the investor, you need the customer, and you need the employee. That's the ICE you need. Now I'll share about PeopleStrong. We started in 2005. Pankaj and Shelly was the first employee of the company. Pankaj was the second employee of the company. And they looked at the US market. So Pankaj used to work for Hughes. He was HR director at Hughes. and Shelley worked in Hughes and Hewitt and various other companies. And they said, let's create an organization which is of value. So what does value mean? They looked at the Indian market. So the Indian market on the recruitment side, okay, let's take a guess. How big is the recruitment market in India? How big is the HR market in India? How big is the HR market in India? Take a guess if you don't have an answer, no problem.
50 lakh employees.
Sorry?
50 lakh employees, close to 50 lakh employees.
50 lakh employees?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking market size, numbers. 4,000 crores. Okay? Any other number? Any other number? 1 billion is about 6,000 crores. Take a guess if you don't have a number. Sorry?
5 to 10 billion.
$10 billion. I'll segment the HR market for you. So HR market is about the recruitment companies, so people who will get you job, placement companies. There are some 50,000 placement companies in India today. And 90% of those 50,000 companies are below a revenue of 50 lakh rupees. Maybe 95%. Then there are temping companies. So there are lots and lots of temping companies like Teamlease, Randstad. What is it? They say our revenue is about 1,000 crores, 1,500 crores. But they are temping companies. So the money will come and sit in their account for 30 seconds and will go away. And they count this money which sits in their account for 30 seconds as their revenue. It is not their revenue. If you count, so it's something like, I put him as a temporary employee in his company. His salary is 50,000 rupees. So I will get the 50,000 rupees from the employer and I will give him 49,000 something. And I count 50,000 as my revenue. My revenue is actually only 1,000. Right? There are lots and lots of payroll compliance, mom and pop shop kind of companies, again in the revenue range of 0 to 1 crore. So when Pankaj and Shelley looked at the Indian market, the big players in the market, Mansa Consulting and Ernst & Young, I'm talking of Ernst & Young, KPMG, Deloitte, their HR practice, HR consulting practice. That practice was anything in the range of between a bucket of 20 to 50 crores only. Such big names, but that was the number, about 2005. When we looked at the US market had over 30 companies listed in the HR space. The largest company was $20 billion. At that point in time, bigger than Reliance. And what did they do? HR. So that was the difference in the maturity of the market when we looked at the US market. We said, can we create India's first company that will be in HR and will go for IPO? Can we do that? So in 8 years, today we are the third largest company in HR space. If I include everyone in HR, which includes Naukri, which is a .com story, but I include Naukri. I include Randstad, which is a temping company, but I include Randstad. And then we are the third largest company and the fastest growing company. We have implemented shared services for over 28 clients. Our total client strength today is over 50 in the market. So that's what we bring on the table. And I think we are about 3 years away from an IPO. Have we done? Have we made it large? I don't know. There's a long way to go. But the message to you, the first thing that we did was, we didn't want to run a Lala company. And neither did we want to run a shop. Why? Because money is mine, wealth is mine, risk is mine, everything is mine. It was a too selfish and a self-centered approach for us. May have worked for other companies, doesn't work for us. So the DNA was build and transfer. not build and hold? Can we create 20, 30 entrepreneurs within the company? Is what our dream was. Today we are close to 10 entrepreneurs in the company. Started with 2. So we got investors on board. We were the fastest growing company in 2006. We were highlighted by Baring. Then later on we got invested by Loomis Partners, which is a fund which was started by Scott Dewan, ex-GE. And Scott used to work directly with Jack Welch. Then we got invested recently by HDFC Limited. And HDFC became a client of ours 2 years back. So we do hiring for HDFC Life, 20,000 people every year. That's the numbers we do across 340 locations. So 20,000 is an easy number, but across 340 locations is a tough number. And not just that, we provide all analytics on your tab, on a smartphone, or a touch screen in the head of HR's cabin. So he can track real-time data. So investor was the philosophy that we had. First, that was the first thought. ICICI was the only other company that invested in an HR company, which was TeamLease. But ICICI first invested and then became a client. HDFC first became a client and then invested. So there's a difference there. Second, we said we need employees. So the mindset was from day one that this is not my company. Today, 33% of our company is owned by employees. Pankaj, Shelly, we have 10 total entrepreneurs in the team, some 32 practice heads in the team, and employees. We own 33% of the company. So that's the mindset. You must have heard, the whole cake is yours, and it's yours, or the big cake, you have a small slice, and the slice is yours. Customers, you name it. We work with Indigo Airlines, we work with HDFC, we work with Aditya Birla Financial Services, we work with Mahindra and Mahindra. We have the top brands in our portfolio. Any deal with any client comes with a 5-year, 7-year contract value. We are pushing now for 9-year contract value. Now contract value, what is it? Why is it important? It is important for this guy, the investor. 9-year contract value means I have annuity business baked into the model for 9 years or 7 years. Each contract today we are signing is over 30 crores, 40 crores. That's the kind of contracts we are signing. So it's an amazing phase. Yes, there is recession. Yes, there are challenges, and I'll talk about the challenges as we get into more Q&A, but that's the story we have. So my message to you is, don't just say, I'll get a customer, I am the employee, I'll put 2 people together, funding we will take care of later. I have 20 lakhs in my bank account, my dad is rich. You just don't need the investor for the money. The investor comes in with a lot of value on the table. So don't just get money from anyone who's put money on the table. When we started, we collected money from head of HRs of top companies. Santrup Mishra. So, Sumer Datta, these are big guys in the HR domain. They are CHROs or CEOs. We picked up their personal money. One investor took an exit. And that exit, just if I share with you, he had put some, I think, 5 odd lakh rupees in PeopleStrong, and he took an exit in 2013, and we had requested him for the exit because there was another investor who wanted some share, and we said, can you give a little part of your share? That 5 lakh rupees became 2 crores 96 lakh rupees in 7 years. That's what we've done in the market. Small amount or big amount, I don't know. We did the entire shared services implementation for Reliance, directly for Mukesh Ambani. So my message to you is, if you start a business, yes, the attitude is important. Yes, the confidence is important. Yes, the direction, your idea, everything is important. But if you don't have even one of this, there is a very strong chance that your business will not succeed. Gone are the eras of Dhirubhai Ambani. Today is the era of joint leadership. And that's how companies will be made. So have that mindset from the starting. Don't just think of making wealth. 3 things. Next. Now what's the barrier to all this? After I leave, you're going to be like, come on man, don't teach me. My father's got a 40 crore top line business, I know. There will be some barriers on the self, I know. Similar to smoking, I know it's bad, but just one last time. Yeah, drinking and driving is bad, but the cops could catch me on New Year's Eve. Yes. Yes, if I exercise every day, I'll be fit. So I know it's the biggest disease of an adult. And the easiest solution is I do. Next, please. Let's talk about the I knows, which may not move to the I do's. I'm done. What, according to you, are the I knows? What, according to you, you agree or you agree to disagree?
We feel that we know the customer expectations.
Sorry?
We feel we know the customer expectations. I know the customer expectations, so I prepare more on that. That might be wrong.
Okay. So what typically, what's your name? Manjuna. It's a very bold statement. You know what is the boldness in that statement? The boldness in that statement is that I made a model, I did a research, but that may not be correct. Have this feeling, you know, with confidence, have realism. Have this feeling that ye nahi humne soch liya, so that's the best way to do it. First examine, move baby steps. There is no rush.
Whatever product we make out of our own ideas, we just generally think that okay, this is going to be a hit in market. So that kind of tendency is there whenever we try to do something. But it should be based on the research probably,
Not just research. Not just get a prototype. Get into the market. The customer teaches you. Amazing. Like we learned from customers. We used to measure cost per hire. You know, when you hire people. So say suppose I've hired 100 people in a year, and I've spent 10,000 rupees to do that. Just for example. Then my cost per hire is 100 rupees. So 10,000 divided by 100. 100 rupees is my cost per hire. Customers told us, don't look at cost per hire. Look at cost per position. Because that will account the attrition as well. Amazing, customers teach you. But if you're like, you know, I know everything. My product is the best. That arrogance will not work. Because you know, the moment you do that, the customer is like, okay, buddy, thank you very much. Have a good life and a new customer. What else? What are some of your myths which you may not think are myths, but just throw it on the table? What according to you think is the barrier? Trust me, idea is not the barrier. Idea is not the barrier at all. Yes.
So what kind of a business, what has worked for someone else might not work for me.
Will not work for you. When you go back from this room, if you try to copy the PeopleStrong model, it may work, it may not work. This theory may work, may not work. This is in our experience. It has worked for us. And we feel that the market today is such that India will experience more of investor customer employee kind of companies, and not just like this, or not just like this, or not just like this. That there is one boss and then everyone else is, even the boss is the employee. You want to say something?
Another aspect would be, I know my competitors.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that they may emerge from some place you never thought of.
Yeah.
So you need to always be on the lookout.
Please be on the lookout, and trust me, your investor will teach you so much if you have the right investor, the right board. It will teach you so much. It's free knowledge.
What do you think that this is a sustainable product which will work for another 10 years? So we will not be looking out for the market. What is the market demand? That scenario. This is also my point.
Exactly. So you've created a product which is not ready for the market yet. Yes, that's what you need.
We assume that this will be sustained for 10 years.
Okay, so you assume this product will go on for 10 years. Again, confidence or overconfidence. There could also be a scenario, you come up with an amazing product, market is not ready for it. Next. So I'll come back to the self again. To master oneself means to do what one has decided to do nothing but that, not to listen to or follow impulses, desires or fancies. If you've decided something, convert the I know into I do. Do we have any other slide? Thank you so much for your time, and if there are questions or discussions, happy to take. Please.
Most of the time in our classes we have read many case studies about different companies. In those case studies it is given like this company has followed a strategy for 30 years or many more years. Like for example, Walmart is there.
Yeah.
They have a particular strategy. So for a startup, how important is it? Or is it really that when the company starts they have a strategy, or it is the strategy is created over time?
It's created over time. You know today what is Walmart's strategy? Anybody? That was 5 years back, maybe 10 years back. Today what is Walmart's strategy? You'd be amazed to know Walmart's strategy. We had someone very senior from Walmart visit our office. Walmart's strategy today is the store where bananas sell is the store which will work, and where bananas don't sell, you have to shut down that store. Wait. Did they know this on day one in the 1960s? No. It's ever evolving. Anything else? Anybody else?
So PeopleStrong did they start with some strategy?
Our strategy was more than the vision. We worked on the purpose. So companies have vision statements,
yes,
mission statements. So we had our vision and mission statements. We've always been driven by our purpose. And the purpose is to create, to enlighten people through entrepreneurship.
Is this the strategy for PeopleStrong?
This is our strategy, because अगर लाइन में यहाँ पे मेरे 30 entrepreneurs खड़े हैं, आप ले आइए top से top executive, they will not be able to match my entrepreneurs. They will beat them, my entrepreneurs will beat them hands down. No executive team can stand in front of entrepreneurs. Anything else? Anybody else? Please.
We keep on talking about entrepreneurship, but the thing is like we have studied a lot of concepts about it. And one of the most important thing what everyone says is like core competency. Good to study, good to be there on the books, good to be there on the notes, good to be on the minds and when you're talking about it. But when we really try to put our hands on it, we really try our hands on entrepreneurship. We come to know like after 15 or 20 days, you come to know that okay, there is nothing called core competency in my business what I'm doing. There's nothing called product differentiator what I'm doing. So that much of time, how how exactly to go about it? Because when I was trying to try my hands on something, and after one or more months or something like that, I'm feeling that okay, something is missing and I'm not able to get the hold on it. That thing, how to overcome that?
So, again, it's my view, but India's strategy is Sasta Saral Vertikal. That is India's strategy. And it will be for the next 10, 12 years. Remember that ad which came? The guy bought it was a Maruti ad? That's India to make that kind of business. You can run a shop. Shop means you're 100% owner, you have a top line of 2 crores, 3 crores, 4 crores. If that's your aspiration, fine. There's no problem with that also. A lot of money. Please.
So my question is this a right question to ask? What is the right time to formulate a strategy?
Okay, first of all, there is nothing called a wrong question. There's always called a wrong answer. There's never nothing called a wrong question. What is the right time?
To formulate a strategy.
So strategy is not, boom, I got married. It's not that. You never arrive. You take some time, don't put a pressure deadline on your head. Say, I have an idea. I have got some investors excited about this one. These are the kind of people who I think will buy my product based on some competence or whatever analysis you've done. Then jump in. Your investors, your customers will teach you a lot. Have a mindset of scale. Mindset of scale is teams. And then you will learn on the way. It is not that when you start, your idea should not be populated. It does not mean your business plan should not be solid. All that is required. But the market will slowly and gradually change things. It will happen in that way. Like when we started, we coined a term called shared services. What does shared services mean? Shared services means that, this is the HR department of a company. So we understood outsourcing. We knew what is outsourcing. Like whatever work they are doing, we will take away and do it faster, cheaper, better. Right? Now in this process, out of these 5 people, maybe 2 will lose their job. So what will we do? We will rebadge them and hire them. Now how can I do faster, cheaper, better? Because I will have technology backing it. Trust me, if you asked me this 5 years, 7 years back, we didn't know. We're building a very innovative model in the recruitment space now. How has it come out? It has come out backed on the challenges which are faced by our customers. And we thought the problem can be solved in this way. And the customer also thought, yes, the problem can be solved in this way. But once we got into it, it didn't work. Or it didn't work to that expectation. Right, Oz? Maybe last couple of questions.
You said your company thinks about building on entrepreneurs, creating entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs are considered to be people, free-thinking people who are risk-loving and cannot be predicted. How do you put up a team of 30 entrepreneurs and try manage them in terms of coming to an idea?
Okay, so first of all, sir, entrepreneurs cannot be managed. You cannot manage entrepreneurs. You have to give them the freedom. Second, the moment we start defining something, every person is diverse, every person is different. The moment we start defining something, someone, it becomes a challenge. You have to see, does the person understand investor? Does the person understand customer? Does the person understand employee? That is at a wisdom level. Now, if I get into a little bit of spirituality at a soul level, does he have purity of purpose? system plus soul is entrepreneurship. But don't take this also as a model. It's a very big word, you can't box it.
Looking into the PeopleStrong story, your profits have gone skyrocketing and you have tremendous growth. So my question, precisely there are two questions. First is, how do you remain competitive and how do you not get complacent?
Very interesting question. How do we remain competitive? So you know, any project, I would say 3 years back it used to take us 2 months to close a project. Today, in spite of the growth, it takes us 4 months, 5 months to close a project. Why? Because market, we define the market and now the market is getting competition and other players and stuff. So how do we do that is typically by building a business case for the client. So we will go to the client, we will see, you have 6 team members, each one has got a salary of ₹1,00,000, your cost is 6 lakhs, and these are your challenges. I will reduce your cost from 6 lakhs to 4,40,000, and your challenges from here will become here. Plus, you will be able to access information on the move. Clients like, pretty good, I am saving ₹1,60,000. In today's market, India has grown by 4-5%. It's a challenge, everyone wants to cut costs. So like, okay, let's do it. What was your second question? How do we become complacent? So, I'll answer this question in such a way, again it's not a box on entrepreneurship, but all of us believe that we are custodians of this wealth. This wealth is not ours. These entrepreneurs have to create more entrepreneurs. Today Pankaj is the CEO, tomorrow someone else will be the CEO. We are only custodians. So the feeling is not about doing it for yourself. There is a larger purpose to impact lives of people. If my life as an entrepreneur was difficult and you are part of PeopleStrong, can I make your life a little easy? And then your responsibility is to make his life a little easy. I went through a lot of hardship. You don't have to go through that much. Like our parents, they went through a lot of hardship. We are going lesser than that. Our children will go lesser than that. Something like that. So the concept is not about hoarding wealth. We feel that we are custodians of this wealth. We are not owners of this wealth. And it's not a cliche. Anybody else? Sorry.
Yeah. With India being considered as not a stable market to work and very much uncertainty is here. So should, on an average, generally, the companies should adapt to the scenario, or should they be sticking on to whatever they have been doing?
So shall I be rigid or shall I be flexible? Is your question. Okay. So if you are rigid, you will break. You have to be flexible. It's not a choice you have. You will be wiped out of the market. And not only flexible, you have to be proactive, trying to understand the challenges of your client. And then be flexible with them, shared. So, you have to share the challenges of the client. Not that, oh, come on, I signed a deal worth, 10 crores and this is for 3 years. After 3 years, this may go away. No problem. 3 years is secure, you're not bad, good money. So you have to be flexible with the client, adapt, be proactive with the client. It's a two-way relationship, it's not a one-way thing. I think most of you, whether you enter business or you start entrepreneurship, business means that you run a shop, or you start entrepreneurship, or you join a company. One thing is very clear, if you are rigid about things, means that you have an attitude of, I know, and I know it all, don't teach me. And the moment you get into that attitude, 5 years, you're wiped out. Anything else, anybody else?
So one last question.
Please.
What do you do that your model is not imitated by others? How do you make sure that you remain unique?
Okay. Have you seen a Bollywood film? Have you seen a guy propose a girl or a girl propose a guy? Okay. Pick up that dialogue and try proposing someone. It's going to be your style. No one can copy anybody. Unless it's a typical IP-based, R&D-based model. And if it's an IP-based, R&D-based model, then you have intellectual property to protect yourself. It only costs 80,000 rupees. Take that. If you think your product is high-end, super-end R&D, go for it. No one can copy your model. If it's not IP-based, you think this is my unique methodology, no one can copy it. He will do it his way. He may understand and adapt from what you're saying, but he'll do it his way. And it's fine. You know, people have this feeling, oh, I have this brilliant idea. I don't want to go to the investor sharing about my idea. What if he copies my idea? Idea is a bubble. Don't chase ideas. Build on an idea. Build on the model. I'm not saying don't build on a model. Don't play on luck, like the gentleman said. Don't play on luck. Build on the model. But more than the idea, more than the vision, have a purpose behind this entire thing. Why are you doing it? If your motivation is money, my motivation is to hoard money, to make wealth. For whom? For myself only. Fine. Don't get into entrepreneurship. Run a shop. For this cause, for whatever, it could be whatever. We are done on time. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate. God bless. Enjoy yourself. And I saw only 3 people leave the room, so I hope you were not bored. Thank you. Thank you. Got our first client in the first 40 odd days of starting, and as I said, you know, we first went to investors and we got investors on board. With the investors on board came their networks on board as well. Okay. And with their networks on board came a foot in the door to some of these companies. So that's why picking up the first business was not that arduous a task. I think we spent a lot of time making sure that we have the right investors on board. And these investors came from prior relationships that Pankaj and Shelly had at that point in time.
So you would say that you had some first move advantage on this?
It's something like, you know, using your network. So when you're starting a business, you will look at the landscape. So we did not look at purely people who were willing to give us money. We looked at people who would add value to the business and were willing to give us money.
Okay.
So that was, you know, kind of the difference that played for us.
Okay, great. Okay. So share with us about your take on inspired leadership. The term inspired leadership. What does it bring to your mind?
So I don't know the word inspired, but if I talk about leadership and then make an attempt on inspired. So leadership, as I shared with you, is all about you know, first the individual. After the individual means your attitude is in place. What does attitude mean? Persistence and determination. Then is your business idea, your direction, where you're going, how you're going and all that. The third is motivation, doing it for someone, as we shared. So this being the bucket, on the other part is you get your investor, customer and employee in place. Leadership is to make sure that all this happens to bring a model into existence which was not there, but not as a leader. So we follow this philosophy of servant leadership. So something like Mahatma Gandhi was a servant leader.
Servant leader, yes.
So our organogram in our company is not top down, it is bottom up. So the senior most person is at the bottom of the slide and the junior most is at the top of the slide.
Something like inverted.
Exactly. Everyone focuses on how someone can eye my chair and I my boss's chair, and that's the way we grow. There are people in the organization who are close to 30 and part of the core team. So that's what leadership is all about. In terms of inspiration, the inspiration that we draw is, as I shared, can we make the life of entrepreneurs easier than what it was for us? So that's how we draw the inspiration. So we are, I would say, the wealth we create, we are custodians of that wealth. So that's what inspires us.
And Soil's philosophy goes like this: fostering innovation through character, competence, and enthusiasm. Could you share us your thoughts on this?
So character, if I break down character, it means the personality and the integrity behind the personality. So the personality that we choose is all about people who have a lot of wisdom, who have proved or who have the potential to prove. In terms of the integrity part for us comes that integrity to us is a circle with a zero radius. So that is what integrity means to us. The other two components, if you can repeat.
Character, and the other two are competence and enthusiasm.
So see, enthusiasm, I would say, it comes, maybe we attract people who are enthusiastic or something like that, but enthusiasm is something that I have a dull day, and can you come in and can you come and put your energy into me? So it's not that we don't have dull days, but our whole team, we are 500 people plus today across 5 different locations. So our whole team comes together in such a manner that it's kind of a cohesive union. There is no, I can very proudly say that we don't have politics in the top team. There may be politics down below, but there is no politics in the top team. And normally it's the other way around.
And what do you think would be the key to innovation during turbulent times, such as the ones which have passed by?
Listen to your customer. Just listen to your customer. And then you have to build a model around that, which is faster, cheaper, better. And I would, if I add another thing, it will be constant communication, constant engagement with the customer.
Stay in touch with the customer and understand the customer's
needs. Exactly.
Great. Fine. And coming to the penultimate, how do you find the experience of being at Soil so far?
Wonderful. I think you have a great population of students here. A lot of energy, a lot of drive. I've had sessions in a lot of places, but students have this myth that this person who's come and sharing his experiences, we are learning from them. We are learning from him or her or whatever. I think I always believe it's the other way around. So I drew a lot of energy from the room, some very potent questions. So it was nice learning on that front as well. And I think I have to go back and make my short little notes to kind of delve into those and draw learnings out of for myself and for the company.
Happy to hear that. Finally, would you like to leave a message for Soil and especially its students?
So my message to Soil is that have purity of purpose, focus on purity of purpose. There is wisdom available. So on the wisdom side, have wisdom, but don't have overconfidence. When you enter into the corporate world or you start something of your own and create a corporate out of it. So I would say these two things. Focus on the principles of entrepreneurship, which is ICE, investor, customer and employees, all three, not just one. And God bless, take care, things will work out, there will be lots of learnings.
Thank you so much for your wonderful words. And thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.